so Peter and his buddies, really there absolutely is a vaccine cabal. They all suffer from groupthink, and they have invested in the logic that vaccines can solve all infectious disease problems. And as you're pointing out, it doesn't work when you deploy vaccines in the face of a pandemic or an epidemic, particularly when it is a highly mutation-prone RNA virus, which is what we're dealing with most of these respiratory viruses, including coronaviruses. Remember, coronaviruses are one of the components of the common cold. The common cold is not just rhinoviruses. It's many things, including what was being pumped as the fear porn before this, human metapneumovirus, because we were being told it was circulating in China and it would soon come here, and it was coming for your kids. So there's many of these RNA viruses that circulate, and they mutate very rapidly. And to understand this, you have to understand herd immunity is the important concept, and it's what's used to justify these vaccine requirements and mandates. And what it comes down to is that if a virus replicates at a certain frequency, which is to say, if you're infected, you will infect a certain number of other people on average. Okay, so when you're infected with no other interventions, and you go into the population and you generally infect 2 other people, statistically, then it would have what's called an R naught, or replication coefficient, of 2. In that it is a kind of a cascade. You infect 2, and then they infect 2, and they infect 2.
Exponential.
But if in that infection cycle, the virus is encountering at random a critical number of people that already have enough immunity that they can suppress the replication and don't infect others, if there's enough of those people, then the virus will be extinguished in the population. It won't be able to continue to grow exponentially. The problem is that a lot of these respiratory viruses are incredibly infectious. In the case of COVID, it became so infectious that there was no way, even with a almost 100% effective vaccine. And of course, we learned that over time, the effectiveness of the vaccines, the genetic vaccines, dropped well below 50%, and in some cases down to 0% effective. And so if you already have an ongoing epidemic, it's already spreading in the population, it's already infected a very large number of people, then it becomes almost impossible to quench its spread by then starting to vaccinate. And what happens is, with a partially effective vaccine, if you start deploying it, all you do is you drive the virus to be able to escape the protection afforded by the vaccine, by this partially effective product. If you vaccinate into that situation, what you'll do is drive evolution of the virus, and that's exactly what happened with SARS-CoV-2, and it's what is going to happen now as they're trying to vaccinate their way out of the bird flu outbreak in chicken flocks and duck flocks and turkey flocks.